Hey, yo. Oh, you didn't know?
What?
Are you ready?
What?
No! I said, are you ready?
Woo! And leading this group of misfits is JP, the Melting Pot.
AKA 6-month champ, baby.
If I can be serious for a minute without being interrupted.
And the savior of wrestling and the original people, the Summit.
You know, it was so nice it can't come twice.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
The WWE had Gilbert. Wrestling with Attitude has Lil Steven.
Finally.
Who in the blue hell are you?
And the show-off of Wrestling with Attitude, Mike.
My time to shine.
You can't see me, my time is now.
That's right. Welcome to Wrestling with Attitude. My name is Little Steven, the mouth of the Carolinas. With me today we have...
a lot of mouth to go around.
It's a lot of you to go
That,
around.
that first guy that interrupted is the Melting Pot JP.
And that ugly shirt you
And
got
that
on.
other guy with that wrestler that's not even on the roster right now.
What?
He's still on the roster.
He's
Oh,
still
is
getting
he?
paid? Hey, Superstar of the Year.
Yeah.
Cripple
Whoa,
the-
whoa, are you yes chanting over
Yes.
there?
Cripple of the year.
Hey, whatever.
Oh.
He's still the no, that would be Santana.
Anyways, that's the Summit, and that is all days off. Scotty,
How do they go
welcome
from no
to
days off to all days
welcome
off?
to Wrestling with Attitude. Finish your sentence, Melting Pot. What are you going to
Well,
say?
he was saying, you know, you're talking about Seth Rollins. And what was it you called him?
The cripple of the year?
The cripple of the year. I could say he's got a crutch you can lean on.
And may I say to Steven that he is the mouth of Darren Youngsville?
Oh. Have fun with that one,
You're
buddy.
fired, sir. you're off the show. For
Can I get my paycheck now and leave?
You can't.
Hey,
you,
Scott,
okay.
Scott, I actually know what? Great. No, this is great. You know who you work for now? You work for me. No,
Yeah.
let's go. You don't even work for
You see?
WWE anymore. You work for the champ.
Here's what's funny. You guys, I'm the one that pays the bills. I'm the one that is.
Oh,
head
do you
of
pay the
talent,
bills for the
everything.
skills, huh?
Yes. So
Okay,
yeah.
so am I getting my paycheck
It
now?
depends on how
Yeah,
good her
yeah.
skills are.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, if her skills
Anyway.
are good, I can pay the bills.
So what's in this segment there, buddy?
Well, let's go right into Dirty What Ifs.
Oh, no. No singing today, please.
What if? What if? What if? What if?
Too dirty to clean my act up.
Oh, I love this
You know,
segment.
I think who are you playing to today, JP or Scott? I felt like you were
All of you.
torn.
It's Christmas
No,
time.
I felt-
I have to spread the joy.
I felt like you were torn this week because you were looking
I
at
was torn.
Scott and
I was torn.
You know.
Oh, I was looking right
no,
at
I
you
was
too.
over here looking at my USA.
I
hat.
was serenading you with my eyes.
Oh my goodness gracious!
All right, guys. So this is our Dirty What If segment. What that is we ask a question that if something would have happened, if it would change the game of the wrestling industry. Our what if question today. What if Hogan never came back to WWE after WCW closed their doors? If he never made the return at No Way Out 2002.
All right, there's your answer.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, sleeper. Go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, here's going to be my question. What did he do when he came back?
Nothing.
Well,
I know it, Mr. America.
also, no,
Yeah, brother.
no. It goes with Hogan, but basically, if the NWO never
No.
came,
You said Hulk Hogan. You said
Yeah.
NWO.
Well, no, but I want to know what your thought would the
You can't-
NWO still come out then if Hogan didn't come back because Hogan was technically the leader.
First off, I'm going to go ahead and say it, whether anybody else wants to admit it or not. I didn't care about the NWO and WWE.
No.
It
Yeah,
was
it wasn't the
terrible.
same.
Yeah, it was god awful.
I think Vince McMahon only brought him back to basically poke fun at ECW or WCW. Still like, haha, I bought all your product. Here they are back on my show. I still think that's all that was.
yeah.
It was so watered down and terrible.
Don't go ahead.
No,
What-
no, no.
The only reason, okay, we did get to see Edge versus Hogan, which, okay, whatever. But the big reason I'm glad that Hogan did come, the only reason I think I'm glad Hogan did come back, you did get to see Hogan Rock at WrestleMania 18.
It was so
Which,
terrible.
No,
It was, but it was still.
It was a iconic match. I mean, it's one of those matches you know where you
And
were
you never
when
saw
you
it,
watched
too.
it. Right.
It's not like seeing Hogan Savage round 50.
Right. We
It was
got to
something
see.
different.
I would rather see Hogan Savage in her prime round 50
No.
than Hogan Rock.
No, you would want to see Hogan and The Rock. It's one of those
I
lifetime
didn't.
matches you
I
would
just
never
didn't-
get to see.
Well, I would have
don't-
been glad.
Here's the deal. Here's why I don't like these lifetime matches. It's once in a lifetime.
Unless
The
it's Rock and Cena.
The Rock's had like 5 once in a lifetime matches, I swear.
But that
Yeah.
was his first one.
It doesn't matter.
But to the question, it does, because it was.
Well,
I
mean,
guess I could really care less if Hogan
Do
came
you think
back.
that would have changed, like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash's career though when they came
No.
back?
No,
they,
Scott-
They
they
would've
were
done
fine
something
anyway.
else?
Hey,
No,
guess
Scott
what?
Hall
because
was
they
in
still
the
could have
toilet.
brought them back as the original NWO without Hogan, because they were the NWO.
But would you have
before
called
Hogan.
them the Outsiders, or would you brought them back as
you could've did either
NWO?
one.
Okay,
could've called them whatever you wanted.
Here's a major thing you're forgetting.
What?
Okay,
Diesel and Razor.
guess who is still the boss at the company? Okay, Triple H. So they would come back at any time anyway. It wouldn't have mattered.
What do you mean, boss of the company?
He was
Who's running the company?
Oh, now,
who's their
yeah,
best
but-
friends?
He was.
Those are their best
You
friends.
know, he already had his hand in it back
No,
then.
he didn't.
Yes, he did.
At 2002?
Dude,
Yeah.
he was married to Stephanie back then.
He was
You don't-
already
you don't-
officially
you don't-
married
you
to
don't
Stephanie
think,
then
You don't
anyway.
think that man was already working behind the scenes with him?
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't
Dude.
think he was that
Hold
much
on.
involved. I
Let-
don't.
No, he has been involved for a while. If
He
you
was
listen
like-
to Shawn
Since
Michaels,
2002?
listen. If you, no, he was still champion, but if you listen to Shawn Michaels, everybody that they talk about Triple H was hands on from the beginning.
Yeah.
Back when he was with Shawn Michaels in DX, he was helping Vince. Hey, you know what? If Bret Hart's not going to help us, screw him. We do what we need to do. He's been that guy way back then. And he's a master of the wrestling business. He wants to learn different things.
I don't think that with Hogan coming back,
No.
that wasn't the end for Hall and Nash, is what we're
okay.
saying. They had an end if they wanted to come back regardless.
What I'm trying to get at is this. If Hogan didn't come back, would it have speeded up things? Because I think Hogan
What did it
coming
speed
back.
up? What did it speed up?
No, I'm saying I think Hogan coming back messed up things because we had feuds that we didn't want to see or that were
Yeah,
awful.
Jericho Hogan?
Right.
We had Shawn Michaels and Hogan, which I never wanted to
and
see.
that's why I'm
Really?
telling
You didn't want to see Shawn Michaels and Hogan?
No, that's
was
why-
horrible.
That's why I'm telling you, I didn't like it when Hogan came back
No.
because he was a shell of even the half of even what he was ever was because he wasn't a great wrestler
Yeah.
anyway. So I didn't like wasting at that time with what was going on in the company coming kind of off the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
You had this great group of talent. Now we're going to bring this dude
So
back.
do you think it would have been better
Now,
if he wasn't there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have been just fine without it.
The one thing, if Hogan coming back, you know, it reminds me of Flair coming back.
Yep.
Okay, with Evolution. It's the same thing. We didn't want to see them at that point. The only thing I enjoyed during the Hogan era, and it wasn't Zach Gowen one leg.
Oh,
It
you didn't
was-
like Zach Gowen?
That was horrible. The only thing I enjoyed was him versus The Rock at WrestleMania 18, which you could have brought him back for one match, and that was it.
See, and here's what's funny. See, when you talk about Shawn coming back after the back surgery, guess what Shawn did when he came back? He still had 5-star matches and won another world title in a elimination chamber. What did Hogan do when he came back? And that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. I don't
Yeah.
like these guys who come back and can't give you what they used to give you.
was-
I don't like these, let's take this old decrepit dude against this guy who doesn't even want to wrestle anymore. I just don't like it.
But
He ended up putting people over, and that's what Hogan never did.
That's
Yeah.
kind of unfair, though, comparing him to Shawn Michaels. Okay,
Yeah,
Shawn
that's-
I
Michaels.
That's like comparing Chuck Norris to me.
I mean, if you go to Hogan, to me,
Pretty much.
you know, Hogan was always that iconic figure that the leg drop match is over. He's the
Yeah.
ultimate guy.
10 minutes
if
of
you
this.
if you don't go all time wrestling, yes, Shawn Michaels, you know, no question. But Hogan was the ultimate showmanship guy.
Which is
you know,
fine,
which
yeah.
is to me, he's going to be one of the best wrestlers ever. But
Yeah, I
just
mean,
because,
Yeah.
I get it, but again, I just think if you posed that question to me, what if Hogan never would have come back, I'd have been just fine.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
No,
have
that's
cared
what
one
I
way or
wanna
the other.
know.
I
I-
personally wouldn't have cared.
You
one way
would
or
have been
the
okay if I.
I'd
Now,
rather
Jay,
Hogan.
what
Right, I
would
would've
you
been
think
fine.
though? Like your final answer.
What?
Would you have been okay if Hogan never came back?
The only, like I said, the only match I cared about was Rock and Hogan at WrestleMania 18. The rest
Okay.
of them I didn't give a.
And you
damn.
didn't even care about that until Hogan was already back, and they made
Right.
you care. Like
Exactly.
Like for instance, we wanted to see in their prime. We wanted to see Goldberg versus Stone Cold. We did. We wanted
Yeah.
to see it no matter what. You know, we wanted to see Ric Flair in his prime against Harley Race in his prime. I never sat around when Hogan was in WCW. When I want to see Hogan rock.
Yeah.
Like I never thought that, and that's
Yeah.
why I said I wouldn't have cared either
The-
way.
You know, the best part of the Hogan coming back was the NWO intro at No Way Out. When
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall came out. That
Him
was
and
the
Half the
best.
Click.
Right. That was the best part of them coming back.
The click.
That was the best part of them coming
It
back.
was.
That really was.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I agree with that. It was
What do you
nice,
think,
it was
Scott?
nice to see that, but
The best
That
thing
was
about Hogan, which he didn't have to wrestle, but coming back is Mr. America.
You enjoyed it?
I did because one of my favorite segments is Piper's Pit with Mr. America. With Piper trying to get it, are you you're Hulk Hogan? No.
now, see if Mr. America would have come back, I'd been like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll let him.
because
Not Hulk Hogan.
that's funny.
well, he's going to come back now because Hogan's not in the company. anymore, so-
I
What
heard,
if they did that?
I heard he's training.
Well,
I want to
mean-
see Axelmania.
I mean-
I want
I
to see
mean,
Axelmania come back as
hey,
Mr.
hey,
America.
I
just
want
like,
to see Mr. America versus Axelmania.
just like Blue Blazer come back.
Oh, that's okay. That's wrong.
I'm a golden nugget.
That's wrong.
I'm the Black Heart.
All right.
that's
well,
your dirty
that's
what if?
that's the what if of the day. It posed a little bit of a question. I know
Nah,
it's
step your
one of
game up
those.
next week.
I know it's one of those that's just not like I cared about Hogan, but I didn't care about Hogan at that time. If that makes any sense.
Final answer, Scott. Did it give
No,
or take
no.
away? Okay.
Obviously not.
No.
That's your final.
I could have done without him.
All right. Well,
I think we
Do
all
you need
agree
to
on
phone
that.
a friend?
No.
transitioning into this week in wrestling history. All right, guys. So this week in wrestling history, the Great Muta was born in Kiji Mooch, something.
You don't have to
something
say
Japan,
exactly. All right.
somewhere in Japan. ECW held Holiday
Question:
Hell,
When the Great Muta came out, do you think the doctor got sprayed with mist?
I do.
and I think it was green, sir. I do.
Shit, your mom might want to get that checked out. Just saying.
So ECW held Holiday Hell in the ECW arena.
Duh.
On December 23rd, 2000.
I wonder who won the bingo money before they went on air.
And the main event, it was Steve.
Hulk Hogan.
RVD.
The main event was Steve Corino defeated the ECW champ in a three-way dance against Justin Credible and the Sandman.
Ain't
That's
Wow.
not just amazing. That's just incredible.
Just Incredible was amazing.
Wow, you said
Yeah.
that with a straight face.
Oh no, you two, like he's in love with Justin.
Really?
Credible. Oh my god!
I thought you were being sarcastic.
No, he.
Really? Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
What?
Somebody said holy virgins. Okay. Hello.
Who's
I don't know
Holy
who's
Virgin?
Holy
I don't
Virgins.
know what that
Maybe
means.
this guy.
Yeah, I'll
right.
give you that.
Anyway, sorry. You were talking. Sorry.
December 26, 1988, NWA held Starrcade 88 True Grit from the Norfolk Scope in Norfolk.
I wonder how true the grit was.
Ric Flair defended the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Lex Luger.
I remember that.
December 27, 1993, WCW held Starrcade 93 in Charlotte, North Carolina. In the main event, Ric Flair defeated Vader for the WCW Championship. Whoa. Does anybody remember
It
that
was
one?
time.
Is it time?
It's time.
All right, WCW
Starrcade
held
time.
Starrcade in Nashville, Tennessee. In 1994, Hulk Hogan defeated The Butcher to retain the WCW.
That's when you knew WCW was in trouble. When the Butcher was wrestling for the world title.
Is that Abdullah the Butcher? Is that a
Probably.
completely
Yeah.
different person?
Probably.
I'm just
All I
trying to
know
figure
is his
that out.
name was the Butcher. Okay?
Just watch the fork.
Yeah. I just.
It might be hepatitis.
If the knife don't cut you, the fork will stick you.
Gosh.
Any more?
And that was in that one. And then they went back in 1995 to Nashville, Tennessee, which was weird. And the main event was Randy Savage retained the WCW Championship against Ric Flair. And then last but not least, another Starrcade, 1998, as we all know, Washington, D.C. Kevin Nash defeated Goldberg in a no disqualification match to end the streak and capture the WCW championship.
What some people say may have actually been the real start of the death for WCW was
Right.
the way they ended that streak for Goldberg.
With the laser?
Worst
Yeah.
booking.
So you
ever.
think you think that streak
Taser
would have
him.
been bigger if Goldberg never lost it there?
Well, I think WCW would have bought themselves some more time for sure because he was their drawer at that point, being undefeated. He was the draw. Again, I don't like him for his wrestling ability, and I don't think he really cares about the business. But he was putting a butt every 6 inches every Monday night. People tuned in to see him beat somebody.
He should have lost to a younger guy. I think that would have helped.
Yeah, when you lose to your booker, that's just not good.
Well, especially with a taser.
You know, just imagine if he would have dropped that title to like a Chris Jericho at the time.
Yeah.
You know, or someone like you said that was kind of on the upcoming with him at the same time, because then you could have had him and that guy could have had a series of matches for the title.
Here's your what if. What if Eddie Guerrero stayed and got the title from Goldberg? I mean,
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, I think Eddie would have been a great
Eddie
star.
could have
but
been the star.
I think
I
he
think
was
that was
better
the death
in-
of their. They were too far gone.
Or
WCW.
what if WCW would have pulled the ultimate WWE prize and had somebody like Mysterio beating for it?
Yeah.
Like the way
Who's that
WWE
man
had
jumped out
Mysterio
of the
come
sky?
in. You know, I'm
because
just saying.
Mysterio did beat Nash.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just crazy to think, you know, what the possibilities that WCW had, and they didn't want to give it to guys because, again, they were letting people who were on top book the show.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vince. Thanks, Russo.
Yeah,
And Hogan.
I wouldn't even give that to Vince Russo, though. I'm sorry. I would actually give that. That was before Vince Russo.
that
was Eric Bischoff with the whole contract.
that was Hogan territory right
Yeah,
there.
no, that was Hogan.
Well,
Hogan did all of that.
Hogan had
He got
final
a
say on
$2
everything.
million dollars for a contract signing.
that was Hogan, Nash, Hall. That was half the backstage politics.
Yeah.
It was half. I
Yeah.
think everybody was too far gone and was involved. And I've heard people say it best. They said, "Listen, I worked at WWE and I went to work at WCW." And they said, "You know what the major difference was? Vince would come in real quick and tell you that ain't going to work, partner."
Yeah, there
I mean,
was
you
there
had
wa-
to have somebody
They had
there
a
to
filter.
run it by.
there was
Right.
no like God figure. There was no
Right.
like
Whi-
no yes or no yes or
Whi-
no.
which
It
is
was
why
we're
there
gonna
was
do this.
no-
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
There was no filter.
Right,
Yeah.
which was why Vince Russo had decent ideas. So when you pair him with somebody like Vince who can take it and change it or twist it just a little bit so it doesn't go off the rail, it looks good. But the minute he goes to WCW and he has nobody there to run him by or help him, it all just looks stupid because they don't know how to format it right. They don't know how to put things in place. And that's what's always made Vince better than everybody else.
That's the one thing about WCW. You can talk about the fall of it
Because,
all day long
Well-
because there was so many problems. We all know that, and there just was.
I want to touch on something real quick. Me and Scott watched this after the last pay-per-view. The host Shawn Michaels interview with Stone Cold. And listen, I'm going to go ahead and say it. If Stone Cold's show doesn't start getting much better,
Oh, it's gonna be gone.
I love Shawn. I'm the biggest Shawn Michaels fan you ever see. He said nothing in that interview that I didn't already know. These Stone Cold podcasts are becoming ridiculous.
No.
Now,
Well,
here's what I want to touch
the
on.
network podcast.
Right.
ones.
Here's what I want to touch on real quick. Shawn was talking about how it got brought up, and don't kill me for this because your boy got brought up, but Shawn was talking about how like Seth Rollins, has been
I
people
agree.
have compared him. And Shawn went on to say, he said, listen, here's the problem that you're having right now. He said, guys are going out into business at the show, and they're trying to be me. And he said that the problem is, he said, when you look at guys like Flair, he took from the original Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers. He took a little from Harley Race. But he's like, at some point, you got to beat Seth Rollins. You got to beat Roman Reigns. And so I want to ask you all's opinion. Do you see that happening now because we compare too much? Do you think it's us, or do you think it's the wrestlers?
I think it's the wrestlers. I do. Because I feel the wrestlers are the ones in control of that. I do.
I don't. I feel like it's the creative. I feel like it's too much. WWE wants too much control over everything.
Yeah.
So the wrestlers feel like I've got to change this. I got to change that to what they want.
I'm just going to draw
You know
a
what I'm
paycheck.
saying? Yeah, I'm gonna draw a paycheck. I'm gonna do what they obviously know what they're doing, because if you watch breaking ground and different things. I was watching one of the episodes of Breaking Ground, and the girl was waiting on them to come back with her gimmick, her name. I'm like, why is somebody else coming up with your name and your gimmick? Why are you not having input of this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do?
Now
she's waiting on them to come back to her, and that's the issue.
So I'm gonna go half with you and half with Steven. I'm gonna go half with creative and half with the wrestlers.
Yes.
I think what they need is maybe they sit down and talk to each other. For instance, you tell me what you think you've got. We're going to talk to our people. Then we're going to come together, and maybe we mix too. Maybe I meet you. Because that way when you do your promos, it comes across as you. Because they want everybody to kind of be themselves now. Yeah. And I think that's the bigger issue is I think some of these people, to me, aren't selling themselves. No. They're not sold on themselves. So they're waiting on having the candy bar and say, ooh, he's candy.
But you know what? That's today's society, though, too. If you watch most people, they're like sitting back waiting on the boss to come to them. No. Have a game plan of where you want to go, where you think you want to be, what you're all about.
And that's where I think you pull a little bit. Pull from what they tell you, but have a little bit to the table. And because I'm going to tell you right now, here's the reason why I think a guy like Kevin Owens gets over so well. I think he does enough on his own, but then listens to guys like Triple H enough or other people that he's able to mix the two. To where on Twitter he sounds like himself. Even if it's a work, it sounds like what Kevin Owens would say.
But when he's in the ring, he doesn't sound
No,
like
that's
himself.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But he stuck to his guns.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
The
No,
way
and that's
he
why I'm
was,
giving him credit.
The way he was in the independent scene, that's him now pretty much.
And that's why
not a lot of guys do that, or females.
And that's why guys like Daniel Bryan sold out to a stupid chant, and then it got away from all that ability that he had on the indie circuit because we don't see it.
Yeah. Scott, what do you think, dude? You got days off over. What do you think?
Oh, he wasn't thinking. It must have been a day off.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, does Shawn Michaels? I agree with you. Go ahead.
Like JP said, he already said pretty much everything we know. Yeah. I mean, he really didn't tell us anything. But no, I think with the young creative people, I mean, the younger wrestlers, they need to take their ideas. They need to actually use their ideas. But then again, we're going to take the bad parts out of it.
Right.
If you have a good idea, we're going to use it, but we're going to take the bad parts. But who knows? Maybe they're not taking their ideas because they don't want them to have control because WWE wants to own everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And you remember that because they want to change their name when they come in.
And that's why I think I'm going 50-50. At some point, WWE's going to have to learn to talk to them as performers and who they are, but they've also got to be able to talk to WWE and not be so scared to not say anything.
What's the one thing we say? Too many Chiefs, right?
Not enough Indians.
Not enough Indians.
Because, I mean, if you watch the company, it's so many people in the pot now. Like you watch backstage for Breaking Ground for NXT, there's 20 people in that room.
Right.
Too many.
And I'm like, really?
Where all you need is just Triple H.
Or no, about 4 or 5.
I mean, if you honestly, if you ask me,
you need Triple H in his right hand man. That's it.
I think when it comes to creative, you should have 2 or 3 writers. Then you should have Triple H, Stephanie, a guy like Michael Hayes, or a guy like Paul Heyman, and then maybe you have a John Cena there, for what we're doing with the company. Some of your bigger guys with what's going on with you. We want to incorporate. So I'm just saying that way you
don't need the yes men. You don't need the guys who are going to be like, hey, you know that's great. Like, can I do a little sidebar real fast?
Sure.
Like when, I don't mean to go off of ECW, but when Shane Douglas came to WWE as the Dean, how he graded people's wrestling, he said he hated that he couldn't be his own. And when he had to do that stupid chalkboard promo, he said Vince left the room, got on his phone, and he started doing his own promo. He did it Shane Douglas style. Yeah. And he said everybody in the room popped. They were like, oh my God, that's great. That's wonderful. He said everybody he talked to said it was great, fantastic promo. As soon as Vince came in the room, he was telling Vince, I want to do it like this. Oh, I don't like it. He's like, well, ask everybody else. And everybody's like, no, Vince, I think we should do it your way. We'll do it your way. Yep. Nobody will stick up for themselves.
Yeah. Yep. I love that. That's the only Dean Douglas I like.
Yeah.
No, I love Shane Douglas as that guy.
There you go.
I wanted to talk about something real quick because I know we talked about the Slammies in one of our last shows. On WWE, you could actually vote for other Slammies that they didn't show on the on the show. Best original WWE Network show, Breaking Ground, Table for Three, WWE 24, Swerved, or the Stone Cold Podcast. The Stone Cold Podcast won it.
I'm not voting for any of those. It would still be Legends House to this day is the best
Yeah,
show they've
and
ever
I don't know
done.
why that wasn't even on there.
I
That
had
kind
to
of made me
say-
mad.
They don't do it anymore. do
because
they?
it was like 2 years ago.
I have to say, Breaking Ground is actually pretty good.
It
The
isn't
Stone
bad.
Cold. The problem with the Stone Cold podcast, it feels like it's going away from
Yes.
where he's really asking tough questions.
Yeah, like, I
because
like
the
the
Brock
original.
Lesnar one. The Brock Lesnar one was horrible because all they did
See,
was talk
I
about
liked it
fishing.
before he was on the network. I liked it where he was. There was no WWE behind. It was, he was cursing. He was being Stone Cold and asking tough questions. Like, hey, I want to talk to you about this. Hey, what's your take? I want 100% true. What is your take? And not pleasing to the WWE crowd.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, it's a good show. It's just that last one with Shawn Michaels just kind of it lackluster.
I wish
it just was really lackluster.
I wish WWE would let Jim Cornette have his own podcast.
No.
But all it would be is one solid beep. You're listening to Jim Cornette podcast. Beep.
Another one they had was "Tell Me You Didn't Just Say That" moment of the year. Dean Ambrose calls Seth Rollins Justin Bieber. Seth Rollins calls Johnny Mansell Johnny Idiot Face. Seth Rollins disses Kane while celebrating the Authority's WrestleMania accomplishment. Or Paige spoils Charlotte, Divas Championship celebration. Or Brock Lesnar coins Suplex City at WrestleMania. And the Brock Lesnar one won.
I mean, did y'all try to corner the market for Seth to win this thing? Because 3 out of the 5 was Seth Rollins.
Right.
I can't believe he didn't win it.
Also, best John Cena U.S. Open Challenge.
What?
Best John
What?
Cena U.S. Open
Oh my
Challenge.
gosh.
Sami Zayn.
John Cena versus Cesaro. John Cena versus Dolph Ziggler. Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose, or Neville.
All right, who won?
Cesaro.
Well, see, I'm
Whoa,
fine.
okay. Whoa.
I'm fine with
Why?
that.
What?
Why are you shaking your head on that?
I just don't care.
Well,
Did John Cena? Who was the best U.S. Open challenge? Really, that's a reward?
Yeah.
yeah, that's an award nowadays.
It's kind of like the stripper that won Diva of the Year. Oh,
Hey,
I'm sorry. The outfit threw me off, man.
You leave Nikki alone.
Trust me, I will.
She showed the reason why she was Divas champion.
Last one I want to say. This is a stupid one. This is a
Another
stupid
one.
one. But hashtag of the year. Hashtag Suplex City.
Yep.
Hashtag give Divas a chance. Hashtag save the tables. Hashtag Axelmania. Or hashtag RKO out of nowhere.
Axelmania.
I wanted RKO out of nowhere.
No,
That's just me.
It's got to be
Save
Suplex
the
City.
tables, but
It was Suplex
City.
It was Suplex City. It was.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to fight with this mic. I swear to God.
Well, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Well, guys, thanks for
I'll be fine with
joining
him
us.
raising his hand when he wins.
Thanks for joining us on
There's a
Wrestling with
count out.
Attitude.
It's a slobber knocker.
He's got a family.
He's
My
walking it dry.
My God, he's got a family.
Guys, welcome again to Wrestling with Attitude. We got to go, but
Welcome again.
hey, thanks for this year in Wrestling with Attitude, because I don't think are we doing one next week? I mean, because this is our last show, right? This is New Year's is next week, man.
It's Friday. We're doing-
2016, man, is coming around the corner.
Next
So-
week we are having the whammies.
Oh, God. Make sure, though, you have a good Christmas. We'll see you after Christmas. Thanks for stopping by. Spreaker, Stitcher, iTunes, at WWA Show. Like us on Facebook, WrestlingWithAttitude.com. You guys have anything to say?
Thank goodness that you're done.
Yeah.
I want my paycheck.
Screw your paycheck. All right, thanks.
I say that every time I bring it to the bank.
And we'll see you next time.
Something dragging down me, yeah. 'Cause I don't go for shit.